Welcome back to my channel. Before tonight's story begins, I want you to imagine this. You're deep inside a forest where no phone signal exists. The sun has disappeared. The only thing keeping the darkness away is the small campfire in front of you. Then, someone calls your name from somewhere between the trees. The voice sounds exactly like your best friend. But your friend is sitting right beside you. Would you answer? Because the people in tonight's story did. And they paid a price they could never escape. Tonight's story is called The Cursed Camp, a true horror story. This happened in October of 2024. 8 college friends decided to spend a weekend camping in a forest that didn't even appear on most maps. They thought it would be the perfect place for adventure. But by sunrise, only 2 of them would make it out alive. And what they found inside that forest still keeps them awake every single night. Their names were Ryan, Ethan, Noah, Daniel, Emma, Sophia, Lily, and Ava. They had rented 2 SUVs and drove for nearly 6 hours before reaching an abandoned mountain road. An old man was sitting outside a tiny roadside shop. As they bought snacks, he asked them where they were going. Ryan smiled. Black Hollow Forest. The old man's face immediately turned pale. He slowly stood up and whispered, "If you hear someone crying in the woods after midnight, don't follow the sound. And whatever happens, never let your campfire go out." The group laughed. They thought he was trying to scare tourists. They thanked him and drove away. None of them knew. Those would be the last normal moments of their lives. Continue with rising tension. Strange symbols carved into trees, whispers after dark, shadows moving between the pines, one friend disappearing after following a familiar voice. The group realizing something in the forest can perfectly imitate people they trust. One by one, the friends vanish or are taken by the supernatural force, leaving the survivors terrified and unsure who is still human. Near dawn, only Ryan and Emma remained. Deep inside the forest, they discovered the ruins of an old chapel. In its center stood a stone altar covered in ancient symbols. An old journal revealed the truth. Decades ago, villagers had trapped a shape-shifting spirit inside the forest by sealing it beneath the altar. Anyone who entered after sunset unknowingly weakened that seal. The spirit wasn't hunting people. It was trying to escape. As the creature emerged from the darkness, it took the appearance of every friend they had lost. It begged, it cried, it even spoke in their voices. Ryan almost believed it, but Emma remembered one line from the journal. "It cannot cross fire willingly." They quickly poured lantern fuel into a circle around the altar and ignited it. The creature screamed as the flames formed a blazing ring. Its many faces twisted into one terrifying shadow. The ground shook. The altar cracked. Ryan grabbed a heavy iron cross that had fallen from the chapel roof and drove it into the broken seal while Emma recited the final words written in the journal. The fire exploded upward. The shadow let out one final deafening scream. And then everything went silent. The forest became still. The whispers were gone. The strange symbols faded from the trees. As the sun rose, Ryan and Emma stumbled out of Black Hollow Forest. Police searched the area for days. They found the abandoned campsite, the tents, the backpacks, the cars. But the other 6 friends were never found. Months later, Ryan and Emma refused to speak publicly about what happened. People assumed they had simply been traumatized. Until one evening, a detective visited them with evidence recovered from an old camera found in the forest. The final photograph showed Ryan and Emma running toward the sunrise. Far behind them, standing between the trees, were all 6 of their missing friends, watching silently, smiling. The detective looked confused. "Who took this picture?" Brian and Emma had no answer because when that photo was taken, there was no one else left alive. And to this day, Black Hollow Forest remains closed. Locals still say that on quiet nights, if someone calls your name from deep within the trees, you should never answer, because some stories never really end.